What's up, guys? I am in the final phases of getting the Supercharged S2000 dialed in. And one thing that was kind of bugging me driving this thing is that open element air filter and how it sits pretty much right next to the headers, sucking in a whole bunch of hot air, and right next to the radiator. So today we're going to try to address that with some cardboard aided design and build a little heat shroud slash airbox and potentially insulated stuff. There's a big hole right here. Unfortunately, I can't pass, this diameter tube. I think this is like 3.5 inch all the way down to where the bumper is. I was hoping just to run my intake down here, but I don't think that's gonna happen. That's just too fat of intake pipe. So we're just gonna try to shroud this box off, shroud it off as much as we can, and suck in air from that hole in the side, which kind of goes into the wheel well area. This is what I kind of came up with as a basic design. It kind of slants forward to follow the line in the hood, and it almost follows this little stock heat shield too, which is cool. So I made it almost the same height, and then I have a little block off here in the radiator area, should block the majority of the heat. And I'm probably gonna wrap the whole outside and inside of it with the DEI, either reflected gold or silver version of that tape to kind of seal things off. And I've even seen people put in like a little bit of like foam insulation on the inside to kind of dampen the noise from the Supercharger too. So we'll just kind of go for that. And I got a big sheet of 20 gauge aluminum. It is fairly thin, but I have a lot of bends and stuff I need to make in this, so I don't want to do anything too thick or crazy because I don't want it to be heavy either. Just a little air box trying to block some heat. So okay, so we got the template transferred over to the actual metal, and what I'm going to be cutting with today is my good old Harbor Freight shears here. So it's just like a little chomper blade on the end of that. When you press a trigger, it's kind of like electric scissors that cut through any kind of sheet metal shears. So we're going to be using that, and what I ended up doing is making this piece 1 inch wider on both sides. And the reason for that is I'm gonna actually bend those 1 inch tabs up so I can have a place to meet the two pieces together using rivets. So should be kind of a trick little setup where it's gonna be nice and boxed in and I can actually attach everything. And this little piece kind of blocks the radiator off in this corner. So yeah, should turn out pretty good. And then I got this sheet of DEI material here. It's heat screen, and I think I have just enough actually to cover. This is the sheet right here. It's got an adhesive back to it as well, which is kind of nice. So I'm gonna be shrouding this whole metal with this, and it'll give it some nice insulation from heat. Okay, this is the finished product. So if you look at this side, I have rivets, and I kind of bent those little 1 inch tabs all around so I can have something to rivet to. And then, yeah, the whole inside is lined with that nice heat resistant material. And then along the edges, I got this, it's like, it's not quote unquote duct tape, but it's ducting tape. It's aluminum foil tape and some pretty good adhesive. And what's nice about it is you can kind of see some of this material is kind of frayed a little bit, and it's basically fiberglass underneath, but this tape kind of seals it off, which is good. All right, here's with it assembled. Fitment wise, honestly, it's not the most amazing thing in the world. You can see there's like a little bowed out section in the middle, and it kind of curves So if I push it on it a little bit, it kind of straightens out. But yeah, it's just weird how this comes through at an angle, and it was very hard to measure everything and get it just right. But it's pretty close. I'm happy with it. It'll get the job done. Mainly, you know, the heat source being the headers up here and blocking this massive section. And then it should really just direct air from that hole right down there. And in the front, I had to be careful because of hood clearance. So as you can see, it's not much higher than those little stubby pieces there. And got this little side piece that goes down, kind of see it better on this side, and blocks the radiator and all that. There's still some decent airflow coming down for the fans to exhaust the heat, but it'll keep it away from the air filter. So pretty happy with that. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. This is the first time ever doing something like this. Looks very DIY, but not the worst thing in the world, I guess. But yeah, fitment wise, I probably could have done a little bit better if I took some more time measuring, but for a quick job just to seal off the system, not too bad.